In the last video, Quack and the genie got teleported to Africa. The genie, looking a bit awkward, admits this ability. Yeah, it's a one-time thing. If you missed the previous part, check the link in the description. Now, on to the next part. Annoyed, Quack shot back. "You scoundrel." As they returned, Quack hung his head low. "So, it really can only be used once?" he asked, a hint of disappointment in his voice. The genie nodded. "Yep, that's right." Quack squinted, still processing it. "But didn't we just teleport back?" The genie smirked. "That's because I'm super powerful, remember?" "All right, fair point," Quack said, scratching his head. "Got anything else up your sleeve?" The genie's eyes sparkled with mischief. "How about a magic carpet that flies super fast?" "A flying carpet?" Quack echoed, intrigued. "Does it fly high?" "Oh, absolutely. No one would be able to catch you, unless it's a high-level master," the genie assured. Quack frowned. "But what if an enemy slices my neck with a sword before I can take off?" "Then you die," the genie replied, deadpan. "Great. Just what I wanted to hear," Quack grumbled, remembering his original wish for a way to escape quickly. The genie's demeanor shifted. "Actually, I know of someone incredible who'd be a perfect match for you." "Is it a one-time use thing?" Quack asked, hopeful. "Of course not," the genie exclaimed, clearly excited. "Can it help me escape from a high-level swordsman?" Quack pressed, wanting reassurance. "Absolutely," the genie confirmed, grinning. "That's so incredible, it's hard to believe." Quack exclaimed. "Don't make that face. Just check out what I brought." The genie waved his hand dramatically. "What is it?" Quack asked, curiosity piqued. The genie revealed a majestic creature. "Tada! A horse!" Quack's eyes widened. "Wait, it's a white horse with a horn." No. It's a unicorn," the genie corrected. "Unicorns are cautious, intelligent creatures. They can move at incredible speeds. No one in the world can outrun a unicorn," the genie added, puffing up with pride. "Plus, they have healing abilities, able to cure wounds and poisons. Anything is possible with them." Quack, excited but cautious, raised a hand. "Hold on a sec. What's up?" the genie asked, tilting his head. Quack bit his lip, feeling uneasy. "You've said so much that it's got me worried." "Worry? Why?" the genie replied, puzzled. "I just feel like there's a catch to getting that unicorn," Quack admitted, glancing at the majestic beast. The genie went silent for a moment, then suddenly shouted, "How did you figure it out?" "Wait, so there is a condition?" Quack asked, narrowing his eyes. The genie, a bit embarrassed, confessed, "Yeah, you have to capture the unicorn with your own hands. They're not exactly easy to handle." Quack fell silent, the weight of the genie's words sinking in. "I can take you to the place where the unicorn is," the genie offered, a grin spreading across his face. "Damn," Quack muttered, frustration bubbling up. That night, at the unicorn's watering hole, Quack watched as the majestic creature sipped gracefully. "Okay, I've made my second wish," he thought, "but what now?" Then he remembered the genie's warning. If the unicorn approached, he couldn't capture it by force. "Why not?" he wondered aloud, scratching his head. "Isn't that how you tame wild horses?" "Unicorns are strong," the genie replied, a hint of worry in his voice. "When they get angry, they become downright terrifying. Just be careful not to upset them." Quack sighed, feeling the weight of the task ahead. "So what should I do then?" The genie, ever the trickster, suggested. "If necessary, you might be able to catch a little bit of Unicorn X with just a finger and eat it. A little laughter might boost your confidence." Quack blinked, puzzled. What in the world is Unicorn X? Back in the moment, Quack felt like it was all nonsense, but he acknowledged the unicorn's cautious nature, just as the genie had mentioned. He realized he wasn't making any progress getting closer. Just then, something bright caught his eye. He remembered the genie's words about Unicorn X being different from usual. Could that be it? He thought, excitement stirring in his chest. Brilliant idea! With determination, he touched the colorful, glowing X. Hesitant but resolute, he thought, if it gets me closer to that unicorn, it's worth a shot. And with that, he consumed it. The unicorn, incredulous, suddenly began to vomit. Quack stood there, mouth agape, confusion etched on his face. Furious, the unicorn charged at him, sending him flying into the lake. As he surfaced, sputtering, he saw the unicorn striding away. "Hey, where are you going?" he shouted, frustration washing over him. As he wrung out his clothes, he called himself an idiot for believing the genie's ridiculous advice. Just then, he felt a familiar tug, and before he knew it, he was being teleported back. When he woke up in a cave, he rubbed his eyes, disoriented. "Where am I?" he lamented, thinking about his missed opportunity with the unicorn. But then it hit him. The genie had said his third wish was to return to the past. He realized even without the unicorn, going back 5 years was still a win. Plus, he found some pieces of gold scattered around, definitely a bonus. Rising to his feet, he thought, this is a new chance at life. With renewed energy, he felt he could fully grasp his master's teachings. All the knowledge he had gained felt fresh and vibrant. This must be what talent feels like. Despite the disappointment over the unicorn, he resolved to try capturing it again someday. Quack gathered his things and stepped out of the cave, only to be hit by a wave of heat. Blinking against the bright sun, he realized he was smack in the middle of a desert. "Where am I?" he shouted in disbelief, looking around at the vast expanse of sand. Not too far off, a bustling desert city caught his eye. People swarmed the central market, haggling over colorful trinkets and exotic goods. Amidst the chaos, a man was busy adjusting the loads on a camel, announcing that this was the last one. "The trade chief wants everything loaded," he called out, urgency in his voice. Turning around, the trade chief revealed himself as Jong Saeop, a merchant from the Shanxi branch of Jiangwu. Quack, still trying to wrap his head around everything, decided to buy some groceries when one of the men approached him, saying it was time to leave. "Got it," Quack replied, handing over some coins. After traveling back in time, he found himself wandering through the western region. Communication was a struggle at first. The locals couldn't understand a word he said. But luck was on his side when he bumped into Jong Saeop. As they trekked through the desert, Quack offered the caravan leader some potatoes. "Thanks, but I'm good," the chief chuckled. "You need to eat a lot more than that if you want to keep up." Quack nodded, remembering his adventures fighting off bandits to gain experience. As they moved eastward, whispers of his exploits traveled ahead, and he soon earned himself the notorious nicknames, Demon Turtle and Armored Lady. "Can we stop with the ridiculous names?" Quack grumbled, feeling heat rise to his cheeks. "I'm just trying to survive, and it's not my fault I have this face. How can I be a lady?" Jong Saeop burst out laughing. "A lady in demon turtle armor. You've made your mark on these lands, my friend." "Seriously?" Quack retorted, rolling his eyes. "That's the best you can do? Hey, don't knock it. When you return to the Central Plains, you're going to be a sensation," the chief replied with a grin. "All the other traders will be buzzing with excitement about the Western goods. And now that they know the Demon Turtle Lady is joining us, they'll be flocking around you like moths to a flame." Quack couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. "Great, just what I need," he said, shaking his head. The trade chief studied him, amusement dancing in his eyes. "You know, the more I look at you, the more I'm intrigued. You've got an old soul in a young body. Tell me, do you have a fiancé or a special lady in your life?" Quack shook his head, saying, "Nope, no fiancé here." Jong Seop raised an eyebrow, clearly intrigued. "Really? Well, if you're open to it, how about visiting my home later? I'd love for you to meet my daughter." Quack paused, taken aback. Is he serious? He thought. He pondered this for a moment, trying to gauge if the chief was just being overly friendly. Jong Seop pressed again, eager for his thoughts. Embarrassed, Quack let out a small laugh. Just as he was about to respond, one of the caravan members shouted for the chief. "What's going on?" Jong Seop asked, his tone shifting to concern. "We've got a group of bandits on the horizon," the man reported urgently. He was the chief knight escorting the Jiangwen merchants, known as the Flying Sword, hailing from Jingil. Jong Seop frowned. "Are we already in their territory?" "Well, it's fine. I'll try to negotiate with them." Flying Sword, be ready just in case. "Understood," Flying Sword replied, steely determination in his voice. Quack jumped in, eager to help. "Is there anything I can do?" "Thank you, but for now, just stay close," the chief said, a hint of a smile breaking through his worry. "I'll just borrow your reputation for a bit." "Sounds good to me," Quack said, hopping off his camel and positioning himself near the chief. Just then, Du Jong-il, one of the caravan members, called out, "Hey, Demon Turtle." "Only call me Chong," Quack grumbled, rolling his eyes. Right, Flying Sword chimed in. But about those bandits, they're probably the Black Horse Bandits. They run this area. Quack's heart raced. Black Horse Bandits? He felt a sense of dread as the flying sword warned him. You don't know what you're dealing with. These guys train in martial arts, and some even have internal strength. Quack nodded, determination burning within him. Got it. I'll follow your lead. As they prepared, the atmosphere tensed. People began shouting, announcing the arrival of the bandits. Quack's gaze sharpened as he saw a dark mass charging toward them on horseback, all clad in black. His blood boiled when he noticed several people tied up among them. I can't just stand by, he shouted, starting toward the bandits. Wait! Flying Sword yelled, grabbing his arm. Where do you think you're going? Quack pointed fiercely at the prisoners. Look at those 20 people. I can't assess their skills, but if we pool our strengths, I'm confident we can take them. Flying Sword's expression turned serious. If you feel that way because of those hostages, then you need to stop right now. Why? Quack shot back, frustration rising. Because that's just a small fraction of the 500 Black Horse Bandits. We can't put everyone at risk just because you want to save them, Flying Sword explained, his voice firm. Quack's resolve wavered as the harsh reality sank in. 500? Quack's jaw dropped. Wait, 500 Black Horse Bandits? Flying Sword nodded seriously. Exactly. And their leader, Blood Desert? He's a big deal in the Central Plains. His martial arts are rumored to be at peak level. And he came here because he's being chased by an officer from the Murim Alliance. A lot of his subordinates are great masters. Quack frowned. So, you're saying it's really dangerous to take him on, right? So please, don't act rashly. Frustration bubbled up in Quack. Isn't there any other way to help those people? Just then, the caravan leader stepped up confidently. Let me introduce myself. I'm Zhou Zhongxiu, head of Jiangwan, a merchant from Shaanxi. What a fortune it is to meet you esteemed bandits. The bandit leader laughed, clearly entertained. You sure know how to talk. It's nice to meet not just one, but two groups today. But let me make one thing clear, don't try to trick me. Zhou Zhongxiu smiled, trying to diffuse the tension. We wouldn't dream of it. Here, let me show my sincerity. He handed over a bag full of gold coins. As the bandit leader began counting the coins, he suddenly froze and exclaimed, Wait a minute. Aren't you that lady with demon turtle armor? Quack sighed in disbelief. Not again. That's it for today's video. Thanks for sticking around till the end. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment if you're up for next part of this manhwa.